Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Emily, is my audio better?
Yep, you're good.
Thank you.
Just got an update that there is no tag network chairs available to present today.
That's all right. Do we have their TOC liaisons to provide some coverage? I'm hunting. Let's see here. Ricardo, Nikita, and Duffy. Well, coverage doesn't matter if there hasn't been an update, so let me look and see if there was an actual update yet. I'm gonna go with no. Okay.
Well, that's at least answers that.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, we're gonna wait a few more minutes for folks to join. Okay, we're 3 minutes past the hour. I suspect this is all we're going to get. It's closer towards the end of the year. Thank you all for sticking around through 2024 as we wrap up the last of our tag updates for the year. Today we have tag app delivery going over their updates. And before we jump into that, just a quick review of the Linux Foundation antitrust policy. Bob, if you don't mind flashing that
Sorry.
pretty slide.
Give me a minute.
And are we recording?
Yes, we are recording. This one auto records.
Okay, wasn't sure. Have to double check. You're working on the slide?
Yep, I am. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Sorry.
Well, while Bob gets that slide going, I'll run through the recurring items real quick. Oh, look, there we go. Linux Foundation antitrust policy. Your participation in this meeting provides your agreement to abide by that policy notice. Thank you. We have no current open votes on issues or PRs today. For projects that are moving levels, TOC members, if you have not provided a monthly update on them, please do so. Right now, it looks like Kevin CubeFS, that went to voting. Is that correct? Or not yet?
Still under public comment. We will wait until next Sunday and move to voting.
Awesome. Thank you. So CubeFS is moving along. Cubescape, the project is still working on those last couple of items. I've given them a January 15th date to get that back over to me so I can finalize the evaluation. Ricardo, OpenYurt. I don't think Ricardo's actually on the call today.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, that's fine. And then next is Dragonfly.
Oops.
Karina and Nikita.
Yeah, we were going through the adoption interviews, and we had some questions around the security aspects of Dragonfly. So we're working with, we're planning to reach out to tax security about this and getting some more info on how to proceed there.
All right. Sounds good. Lynn and Toto?
Yeah, I think the due diligence is going to complete. I'm going to submit the PR for that soon. I look at what we composed together. It's looking very good. The governance review is also finished. One item I saw you just comment, Emily, is about the listing of sub-projects. I think it's a requirement. So I asked Santiago to list all the sub-projects somewhere.
Yeah.
It's true, a requirement.
Yeah, it's a requirement. I posted
Yeah.
the link to where the criteria actually is for that. The
Yeah,
comment
yeah,
was
yeah.
more around they don't need to be listed in the README, just as long as they're listed somewhere in the project.
Yeah, the problem is it's not listed anywhere
Yeah.
else other than in the GitHub. Like if you go to the org, you can see the sub-project, but I think we want them to be listed.
Yes.
So he's going to work on that hopefully today. I think that's the last outstanding thing. And then I also update you all. I did 2 adapter interview already. And the third one was Autodesk. I've spent 2 months in between trying to get them scheduled. I wasn't successful, so I asked him another adapter today. So finger crossed, this one would be, finish up the adapter interview really soon. I'm going to
Okay.
move out of due diligence this week.
All right. Sounds good. Is Karina on the call to talk about Crossplane?
I believe she is at an offsite.
Yeah.
All right. So that is all of the ones that are currently in flight. TOC members, as a reminder, if you are picking up projects, pick up from the backlog. Make sure that those projects have completed the adapter interview form and meet the basics of the criteria. So performing that lightweight review. I think we're getting closer to the point where TOC members can pick up 2 projects at a time and no more than 2 if they have the cycles to do so. But I think that is it. Regarding TOC work, several of the TOC members went through and did some more grooming of our repo, closed some issues, asked for status updates on others, and we're hopefully trying to close a few more things out before the end of the year.
I do believe both of these can be closed.
Sweet. Excellent. I'm going to let you all do that as staff. All right. Nice. Vote passed. And Wasm Cloud. Yep. Yay, we got 2 items merged live.
Yep.
All right, let's jump back over into tag updates, app delivery. We have at least one of the chairs on the call. I will turn it over to tag app delivery as soon as Bob gets the updates pulled up.
Yep. Sorry, having to.
Multitasking. That's the one. All right, Robert, over to you.
Well, I think basically everyone's kind of recovering from KubeCon. I got my spinner there, so that keeps me busy. Let's see. So from a working group standpoint, the platforms working group are continuing to do their platform as a product interviews. They are. We have a separate channel for that on Slack, and there's a lot of activity there. So people are being able to basically just get through all the various interviewees pretty quickly. So that's good. The platform engineer maturity model is the assessment. Is they're doing their weekly check-ins. They're now doing like double duty. So today they have the platforms working group meeting, and right afterwards they're going to continue on that. So that seems to be like a thing people want to get done. So a lot of activities there. If I continue to do let's see. Let's just continue with the platforms side of things. They got a blog post out about the platform as a product work in progress, call to action, so people can get in and submit for that. So that's basically what platform's been doing since last time or this month. The infrastructure lifecycle. We did a lot of talking at KubeCon with people. There was a lot of people that came by our kiosk, and the infrastructure lifecycle folks were there trying to wrangle up people. I know they've been kind of like, these things take time. We had a little bit of a discussion about that, and I know some of the chairs are a little bit like, not that many people are showing up, but being able to compare to the platforms working group, which was kind of very stagnant for a while. I just told them this just takes time. There are a lot of people interested, but people need to have time to be able to contribute to stuff. So they had a lot of good discussions at KubeCon, and that seemed to have been a pretty healthy thing for them. Let's see. Yes. So the co-chairs for the infrastructure lifecycle are doing an outline for a technical paper. So there's a proposal issue there. It's not a lot linked for some reason. And they've published 2 blog posts about infrastructure lifecycle, and in general just try to wrangle people to get involved with that. So if anyone has any people in mind that could potentially get involved, know where to find them. Let's see, app developments. They had a developer survey that we had at displayed at the kiosk at KubeCon in Salt Lake City. A lot of people went through that. I know that they're doing that now also for KubeCon India. So as they've noted here, they're gonna present some of their findings at a later stage when they get all the info from KubeCon India, and they're gonna start the discussion about doing white papers at KubeCon in London. So they presented, platforms probably could have said that as well, but the app development presented at the App Developer Con at KubeCon. Again, it seems like there's a lot of people interested in the work that they're doing and trying to get involved. So that is a good thing. I see from the screenshot that they added that there has been several people that have contributed to or answered the survey. So that's good. So they're gonna get a lot of data from that, have something to build on. As to the artifacts working group, we don't have any update from them at the moment. We are in discussions with them about plans forward and things like that, to see where that goes. But at the moment, there's not that many people involved in that working group. And we'll see what we'll do about that later on.
Actually,
Let's
quick
see.
thing. Emily, you've had your hand up for a while. Did you have a specific question?
I did, but I can wait until Robert is done. It's fine.
Okay, I didn't see the hand. Sorry. So when it comes to project engagement, platforms have seen that there's the KCP and Cube fleet that they might want to get involved with the working group, while the app development working group are working on doing more around observability or open telemetry. And besides that, we have, let's see, might have skipped something. That's what happens with scatterbrains. So the platforms working group have I think they asked about this before as well, but if there's any way to be able to send out emails, outbound emails to people for the product platform as a product interview initiatives. I think that is in terms of just sending out information to the people who have signed up to get interviewed and stuff like that. I'm not sure what kind of systems we have in place for working groups to be able to use for that. But yes, and as mentioned, the infrastructure life cycle is doing a outline for proposal for a technical paper. That's basically it. Yeah, there's a lot of activities around KubeCon in general. Most of the people involved in the tag were there, so that's good. But yeah, guess now, Emily, if you had a question.
Yep. So definitely had one. So the platform as a product paper has an intriguing title because generally we don't talk about open source projects as products. That's the vendor space in the ecosystem and for cloud service providers. So I briefly skimmed the blog about the paper that's currently in progress and the call to action, and I want to just verify my understanding of it. The intent of it is to talk about how organizations can develop platforms that have a productizable quality to them or meet what most industry would constitute as production readiness associated with them. Is that what this is really trying to get at? Because the titling on it is a little misleading.
So product as a or platform as a product is a specific term that we use in platform engineering for building a platform with a user seen as a customer. It's a specific way of building platforms where
It's a methodology.
Is a methodology. It's not a product per se.
Okay.
So it's kind of like an internal productization of a platform and how to formalize that and get people get your customer requests in and how to handle that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. And then the other item is it looked like the technical paper that was being proposed as an RFC 759. You had the call for contributors out there on that. Are you getting a lot of interest in that one in particular? Because we've struggled in the past of we have great ideas for papers that can provide positive value and impact in the cloud native ecosystem against a particular domain. But if we don't get enough contributors to provide a well-rounded and diverse view of perspectives and kind of recommendations associated with it, we end up with one-sided papers that don't have good breadth of coverage or they don't necessarily meet the quality bar that users expect from the cloud native ecosystem. So I'm kind of curious about where this falls. How early is that in the process?
As far as I can tell, based on the conversation I've had with Ryan and Bruno, it's very early in the process. They haven't seen as many people get involved as they wanted to, but that is a focus area for the working group in general, just getting more people involved. I know that just after the Salt Lake City KubeCon, they have had a lot of more people reaching out to them. So it hasn't had a lot of the type of response that we kind of wanted at the start. But I think give it a little bit of more time and get a little bit more of the word out, and we're gonna get somewhere, I think.
Okay. The only recommendation I would have is to try to time box that a little bit. Doesn't necessarily mean that the paper never gets written, but sometimes we end up asking for contributions, and then in order to make progress, end up doing it with a smaller group of people than is probably appropriate. But we can always come back and revisit closed issues that had great ideas when there is more momentum. I think we've had several instances of this within Cloud Native where people have come back around a concept or an idea and really accelerated it in light of new technical developments.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
All right. Any questions from TOC members, community members, other tag members for tag app delivery?
Actually, out of curiosity, do you know any sort of stats on like the posts on the blog and how much traction they are getting?
We haven't added any type of anything like that. So we
Okay.
don't have numbers per se. That is a thing that we probably should be able to do. There are relatively easy resources to get that up and running.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything at the moment. No, unfortunately.
Okay. If you open up an issue and tag Chris Abrams, who handles it on the majority of it on the CNCF side, he can probably just plug it into the Google Analytics.
Right. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. I think that is probably one of the fastest TOC calls we've had in a while. Are there any other topics for discussion? Matt?
Just a quick comment. Hi, everybody. Happy post-Thanksgiving and post-KubeCon. What was just mentioned around analytics was sort of a question that we had in tag observability. Like we have a bunch of YouTube talks and expert speaker stuff in addition to our regular meetings, and we have some plans to, publish and produce more artifacts that we might want to track how many eyeballs are seeing it and things like that, not just on YouTube, but on LinkedIn and other platforms. Is there anything in the CNCF for tags generally that we could wire into, or would it make sense to scope that out as something that tag chairs and or tech leads could collaborate on if it doesn't exist already? Right, we've just been kind of doing our own thing. I think tag by tag, I would think, I look at the analytics numbers and things, but
yeah, on the
come together around that.
Getting the stuff like LinkedIn and things like that, I think would right now require pinging essentially the marketing team. But as far as things on the website or the collection of websites, if they're plugged into our sort of Google Analytics, we can pull those and potentially publish dashboards related to those. One thing I was actually sort of thinking about, this is one of the reasons why I asked about any sort of traction on the app delivery site, is potentially actually trying to consolidate a bunch of the tags and other, like all the contribute documentation to sort of like one site, with like sections for each tag that they can fully control. The reason being is like when it comes to like SEO and trying to get traction of people to visit one place and being able to search across everything, we're likely going to be able to get a lot more traffic and eyeballs if it's just like, contribute.cncf.io/tag observability or tag app delivery.
So what I think I heard Bob say in between all of those words was, Matt, you should file a service desk ticket to request those analytics and suggest that dashboard that Bob alluded to so that it's documented and that staff can formally develop a plan towards it or provide a response.
Yeah, and great thing would be to ticket too for Chad to set up analytics on app delivery if it's not there already.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
but,
right.
that all goes through
Service
just
desk.
take it. Service
Yep.
desk. Yeah.
I'll do that. We've been working on an issue to actually stand up like a more webby front door than just the README for our tags. So it would be a good time to do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I can tell you, like, when it comes to SEO, if it lives in GitHub, it doesn't necessarily exist on the internet.
Yeah.
Unless it's a very frequented page.
Yeah, I've found that to be the case as well. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else for tag app delivery or any other items for discussion in our last or second to last public? Is this our last meeting of the year for public?
The next one is private.
Okay, so happy end of the year, everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
I'll
for
let
this. Thanks
everyone,
for 2024.
yeah, I'll let everyone go back into their day with 35 minutes left. Thank you all so much.
Bye, everyone.
Great holidays.
Everyone,
Yep.
bye.
See you around.
Winter.
Bye.